Edition of the Business Power Hour with Darren, Dimples, and the Music Man. Me. Hey, Dimps.
Hey, Mr. Music Man. How you doing this evening?
What's going on? Ooh.
How are you?
We're good. What's up? Two ladies. This is true story. These two ladies at a network meeting came over to me, and he said, your show was really good, but we missed Dimples. Good evening, everybody. I just got the finger from Jim. It's all part of the story. Right.
Hey everybody, it's Darren from the Business Power Hour. I'm not going to be in the studio tonight. I'm traveling.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. Except Darren's not here.
Oh yeah.
I'm here.
No,
I'm
you're
right
not
here.
Does anybody see that? Darren is not here. Darren is away.
I am right here, right
Be quiet
next
for
to
a
you.
second. You're not here. I don't know if you got lucky.
Not the really interesting question.
That's a fantastic question, Norman.
Wow. See, I got fantastic. You just got good. I got fantastic.
Show's about him, so let's focus on that. Were you drinking before the show?
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
There we go. We got it.
It's good.
No, it's
Now we got to
Oh, there you go. Okay.
smother it.
So, I think you guys are music thing.
It's making noise.
It's making music.
Is it?
Yeah. That's so sweet. That's so sweet of you, Darren.
By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a
Thank
Yankee
you.
station. John,
Thank you.
it's a Yankee station.
All right.
Unfortunately,
We got bugs in here. What's going on?
I don't know.
Do you spray? Get an
It's
exterminator?
that time of year where you're getting bugs and stuff. As long as we don't have bees, I'm good.
Yeah, all right. That's
But
We have a lot of undulations out in the field. Undulations.
Is that a wine?
it's, no,
What the hell is undulation?
Fred, don't use big words. Hey, right? So this.
Help.
I gotta give him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
Cough button
Because-
would be a good idea. Consider that a good question that he asked?
Great
There you go.
question.
There you go. I got
Pythons
one.
and brains.
I got.
You're double D?
I'm double D. Yeah, where you're getting bugs and stuff. As long as- Show's about him, so let's focus on that.
We are. Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm
this week.
absolutely convinced. I'm
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you that, and he called. And
Not classy, but classy.
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafi and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this. Yeah. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. Darren, how are you?
Good. How are you, Mr. Music Man?
I'm good, but I'm missing my background. My background got hacked.
Yeah, we know who hacked it.
Well,
We're not
who hacked it yet.
we're not gonna say that though.
Well, I just notified him, by the way, because I've tried to reach him 3-4 times today, and he hadn't responded. Now I kind of like softly yelled at him.
I know. Yeah, but I know he's actually out of town right now.
No, I know where he is.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, how you doing? How was your week?
Actually, it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It was. I was enjoying the cooler weather we had there for a couple of days, and now it's today was a rainy day most of the day.
Yeah.
So it's and a little on the humid side. But other than that, pretty good. How about you? What's going on? What's new? What's exciting?
Getting ready for Saturday's Leonard Skinner
Yes,
concert.
I'm pretty excited about that.
this week.
I got my
And-
front row ticket.
Yeah, I got made sure that you got really front row.
That's
I
right.
mean, you're so far front row, you're almost backstage. And considering we're not selling tickets, where you have to see it in your house, there
Right.
you go.
There you go.
So you're in your entertainment center.
my entertainment. Yeah, my viewing room.
No,
Right.
no, it's a center. It's a center because if you go, you watch the TV at the big 4,000-foot screen
Right.
that you have, and then you have your spa next to it. You got a bar and a waiter
So-
and waitress.
So I have to tell you, you've done a great job with spreading the rumors, because today in the networking group, one of the things was to give us 2 truths and a lie, and my lie was I have 3 horses, and everybody was like, does he have 3 or 2? I think it's 3 or 2. I'm like, I don't have any horses. What are you guys talking about? They're like, no, we heard you have horses. So,
At least we know that they're listening,
yeah, they're paying attention to what's going on, right? Obviously,
right? So
but
maybe they'll pay attention tonight because we have some special guests tonight. We have Mr. Mark Puccio and Brittany Anderson. And would you like to explain to everybody what Mark and Brittany do?
Usually Give Back Wednesday is the last Wednesday of the month. This month, we decided to do it the first week of the month, and we're lucky enough to get the Puccio Memorial Fund to come on. And the Puccio Memorial Fund, I'll let Mark explain it when he comes in. It does tremendous amount of work in the local community and actually throughout the United States to really help those in need. And I'm not gonna get into the details of it. I'm gonna let Mark explain that. So let's welcome Mark to the show. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hey, Mark. Thank you for being here.
You gotta unmute yourself there, bud.
There you go. How's that?
All right, that's good. And then we're gonna
Okay.
I'll bring Brittany in at the same time. So Brittany, if you could just turn your video on, that would be great. All right, fantastic. And Brittany Anderson, who's actually out in Seattle right now, right? So we are literally coast to coast tonight.
Yeah, we are.
We are. So
Brittany,
Mark,
how's the weather out there?
The weather is beautiful. No, it doesn't always rain here in Seattle like everybody thinks it does. It's
I definitely
actually
think
nicer
it
than
rains.
New York in the next week.
I think it always rains. I think you're misrepresenting.
now you know what? I have to say this. I've been to Seattle a couple of times, and it's never rained when I've been there.
Yes. See?
So
See? Mm-hmm. It's very nice for a few months out of the year, and then it's a bit cold, rain here and there, snow, not much snow. It's about 80s and 90s for the next 7-8 days, but nicer than New York weather because I checked. So
Yeah,
it's pretty.
This weekend's going to be gorgeous here.
We're getting more like Florida weather, where we're getting these thunderstorms that just pop up and come through and go crazy. So it's all been crazy and stuff.
But we don't have palm trees. We need palm trees.
Palm trees would be nice.
Oh, you have palm trees, I know, because you brought them in from Florida.
Yeah, I brought them in.
Planted them in the backyard.
Yeah, they're
That
in
I
my
know.
estate. So you're gonna learn that, guys. Yeah, I gotta.
How much was it to get those dozen palm trees that outlined your
I
backyard?
don't have any palm trees. Would you stop?
You're so modest. It's just crazy. It really is so modest.
You just create more and more rumors, man.
All right.
All right. I'm sorry. You're taking away from.
Let's start our show.
So
Mark, you're up.
Tell us a little bit about the Puccio Memorial Fund, what you guys do, and how you got started.
Okay, so I originally got started with the Puccio Memorial Fund several years ago, but I've been involved with the Chrohn's and Colitis Foundation since I was a kid, since I was 13, 14, when my brother was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Back then, I didn't even know what Crohn's disease was. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. I remember the doctor coming out saying that, he doesn't know what this is, but your brother's going to be, and said to my parents at the time, your son's going to be in and out of hospitals the rest of his life. And that was back in like the 86, 87 era.
Okay.
And, he was rushed to the hospital thinking it was his appendix. He had a lot of pains or whatever, rushed him into emergency surgery. Make a long story short, they took out a lot of his intestines at that point because they were, gangrene and ill. And that's when they knew that it wasn't obviously his appendix. And,
right.
Went through dozens and dozens of surgeries and passed away on his birthday in 2005.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Mark.
Yeah.
Going through that, and I have a handicapped brother, so I understand living with something that, it seems like every time you turn around, there's something else that you got to deal with health-wise.
Right.
I know how trying that can be. So I'm sure growing up, that had to be a hard thing. And then losing him at such a young age, had to be very traumatic for you.
Yeah, it was horrendous. I mean, not only was my brother, he was my best friend. And, we were very, very close. So getting him help at that age, it was limited to drugs and whatever types of medications they had back then. It was just surgery after surgery after surgery and trying experimental surgeries and experimental drugs. And then, back in 2005, he had to have an intestinal transplant done, and he got it done. It took a little bit to get going over in DC, but got an intestinal transplant done and survived that surgery for a little bit, and then, unfortunately, his body rejected the organ, went into the hospital in April, and then passed away on his birthday, ironically, to this horrible disease at that age. So yeah, it's tough. So growing up, yeah, I mean, he was a normal kid, even at a younger age, at 18 when he was first diagnosed. But yeah, I understand what you're saying as far as the struggle of seeing your brother ill and constantly needing some help, because it was a struggle for him. And, if it was a little more in this time frame now where Brittany is going through some experimental stuff, and thank God she's still here to talk with us. She's going through the same battle that my brother went through back then. And she's beating it right now. So that's a good thing. That's why I wanted her on here, because, she's good. She's doing good.
It's interesting. We've had Chrohn's on here a few times. Darren had mentioned it earlier, and actually it was Darren's viewpoint. We have never had someone who had the disease on the show. We only know what goes on through the corporate side of things. And between the two of you, I mean, Brittany's, God bless you. I hope everything works really out, but you suffer every day.
Yes.
And every day is a new thing, and you battle it. So we're looking to get your viewpoint, and Mark, we're getting yours as a relative of somebody that passed away from this, and it's interesting. So, Brittany, if you want to say a few words now.
Sure. It's just like Mark's story. Like, I was an athlete. I had the perfect childhood. Everything was great until I hit 19 years old, and then I got diagnosed with Crohn's after, I think, 6 different doctors. And my 40th is coming up, and I'll have it 21 years then. And I haven't had one day of remission. I was in about 25 clinical trials on 89 medications, chemo, terrible, in and out of the hospital, tons of blood loss. May 2015, I had my colon removed to save my life, which, in return caused other issues. So I'm really sick on the daily, but it's all about, your attitude. My attitude's not always like this. And, I don't always look like this, because that's another thing about these invisible illnesses.
Did you dress up for the cameras?
One of the reasons why I'm such an advocate. What?
Did you dress up for the camera? You
did
a good job.
I put clothes on. I don't wear many clothes. Usually I just wear whatever.
Well, that's good to know. I'm going to ask, as someone who is completely ignorant of the disease, what exactly is the official definition
what is it?
of what Crohn's is?
Crohn's disease, the best way to explain it is it's your body's own immune system attacking itself. That's the best way to say it. So, how to explain it to someone who doesn't know?
Well, so basically, I'll give
inflammation of the intestines, right?
Right.
You go from really anywhere, the colon, the intestines, the stomach. It's that whole intestinal tract that gets attacked. And there's other complications that go along with it, but that's kind of the gist of it.
It's basically head to toe. It's severe inflammation inside your intestines, your colon. I mean, everyone can have it different. Some people have it minor. Like me, I'm in the first phase of liver failure from my Crohn's disease, which is a common secondary disease that you can get with Crohn's. So I have that too. So it can actually affect everything.
So you got a lot of things.
Entire body.
So basically, your body is reacting, and everybody reacts differently.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. So and it affects everything. So Mark, let me ask you this one question, Mark.
Sure.
So your brother passes away, right? Yeah. A lot of times when people go through that, and going through it for as long as you did with your family, it's almost like, okay, he's in a better place now. Let's move on.
Yeah. See,
you didn't do that.
No, that's, a lot of people say that with any death, right? Whatever the cause of death might be, time heals all wounds and all that stuff. You know what? that's all fine and dandy for certain people. For me, it got really personal. I mean, that was, there's a little more to the story with my brother that, I don't really want to get into right now, but as far as getting him help and stuff, and you have a little guilt here and there, but, as a faith person and you believe in God and whatever you choose to do, yeah, this is what God's plan was. Well, that's fine and dandy too. I love God and I believe in God, but my plan now is to try to find a cure, because just like Brittany, there's millions of people suffering with this disease. So, it took me a few years after my brother passed away to try and, do my first fundraiser. We did golf outings. We raised thousands and thousands of dollars for the foundation, which was great. You can check out all those videos on my YouTube channel and stuff, and you can see the golf outings that we've done in the past. And that's what leads up to this year's, car meet that we're going to do instead of a golf outing because of the COVID and all that stuff going on. But, getting back to what you were saying, yeah, it's, I can honestly sit here and tell you now, after 15 years, there's a little bit of peace where in myself that I could say, you know what, it's time for Mark to be a little happy, because for all these years, it was tough. And I had a lot of good family and friends around me to try and, you get your morale up or whatever the case may be. But it's really everybody's individual self wellness is what you're going to get you through, and how long it's going to take for you to try and grieve something like this. Because this was horrendous. This was like, this is a joke what happened here, but it is what it is. And, this was God's plan. And right now I just want to fight.
Well,
and raise as much money.
So now you're raising money.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing with the money?
So here's what we do, right? So for so many years, we took all the money and we gave it to the Chrohn's and Colitis Foundation, just like you said earlier, the corporate side, right? Which is also great because it goes to research and they do a lot with that, which is very helpful. I wanted to take it a little step closer to one-on-one families. So what I do with all the proceeds is I hand it out to families in need that are suffering with Chrohn's and Colitis. So last year, there was a great woman. I'm not going to mention her name because I didn't talk to her today, but I've met her several years ago at the walks and stuff, and a really good person. And we donated some funds to her for the holidays. And she made a video of this. And till today, I sit and watch this video, I cry like a baby, because to see her expression of some money to brighten up somebody's life. And it's not really about the money. It's just about, I care about everybody that's fighting this disease. But, that's what we do. We raise as much as I can. I do a couple events a year. We put some donation pages out on my Facebook page. You can find it on the Puccio Memorial Fund page, Puccio Electric, my personal page. And people donate that way. And just ordinary people, $5, $10, $100, whatever it is. It all goes to somebody that I get to be able to choose who really could benefit from this. And it's the least I could do. It's, money doesn't buy a colon. Money doesn't buy bringing my brother back. Money doesn't buy all that. But at the same time, it does ease some people that are struggling with money, work, whatever it may be. And if they have Crohn's disease, that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do.
Does Crohn's disease, is this hereditary?
Yeah, actually it is. They found that it is hereditary. So, Brittany probably knows this as well too. There's some blood tests you could take and you have to get checked. You have to get your colon checked. For guys, you got to get colonoscopy, same with women. But yeah, it is linked to that. I mean, you could ask other doctors.
So as I just found out, literally right now on my cousin Liz is typing as we're doing, and her niece, actually her grandniece, her sister's granddaughter actually has Crohn's, was just diagnosed with Crohn's. So it's in my family also. So it affects everybody.
She lives around here on the island? Or?
No, she lives in Wyoming.
Okay.
So, it's
it's one of those diseases that it's kept quiet because of the embarrassment or the actual disease itself. But the more awareness we bring out of this disease, and that's big, and a lot of people will talk about that.
Well, you said something interesting there, Mark, that I wanted to touch on, because, my brother's handicapped. He has cerebral palsy and growing up, I was never embarrassed about it. Right.
Right.
And I never there was no way to keep it a secret. When you saw him, you just knew. Right. But like I grew up not, that was one of the things my parents did a very good job. Don't be embarrassed and don't be ashamed of who your brother is and everything.
Right.
Brittany, so there's questions for you really, Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you first got it or going through it and all the things, are you ever embarrassed by the fact that you have Crohn's?
Now, I mean,
Or
it's
have
weird.
you ever been embarrassed by the fact?
I've had embarrassing moments, but I've never been embarrassed that I have it.
Okay. It's fair enough. You know,
Yeah.
and that's understandable because of the disease and what it does to you. Yeah, I'm
Of
sure
course,
that
of
moments
course,
where, you
of
know,
course.
You know, but there's a difference there, Darren. I didn't have the privilege, or I don't have the privilege of knowing your brother. So CP sometimes has a physical element to it,
right?
Which will create the embarrassment.
Well,
I don't think Brittany has that. Am I correct? You have nothing physical about you externally.
I do, you just can't see it. And that was my
Exactly.
next point where I'm going right now. That's my next point. You can't see the real me. Like,
Right.
this is the real me, but I have something attached to my body. I'm not normal. It's just, this is like the attitude I choose to have. And one of the reasons why there's not enough talk about Crohn's, there's not enough known about it, is because you look at me and I don't look sick. But I was in the hospital 4 days ago and I could barely walk today. Like, this is the reality of Crohn's disease,
Right.
if you choose to have this attitude. But yes, there are things physically wrong with me. You just can't see them unless I take my clothes off.
So what
Which,
keeps
sorry, can't do that on the show.
right? But what keeps you going? What because you got a great attitude. You absolutely have a great attitude. What makes you want to have that? Or what makes you keeps you going like that? And I know it's probably got to be very frustrating at times.
Oh, I think it's just, when I got diagnosed, nobody knew what it was. So now that I know what it is, I can help people. The only thing that really keeps me going is helping people. And my support system is unreal. And to this day, I don't know why it's so unreal, because when you have a chronic illness and you're suffering at a young age, you lose your friends. But I haven't. So between the support, my family, friends like Mark, my boyfriend, who also struggles with it, that's why I'm here. It's not easy. I'm not always 100% positive.
How do we get you more advertising? I mean, obviously this is a major disease, and in regards to American Cancer Society or anybody else, or CP, you don't really know about it.
Thank you.
How do we go? How does the Darren and I possibly help you to get the word out about Crohn's? What can the average person do to not just pay? I'm not talking about money. We're talking about money and notoriety. How do we do that?
What we can do is, I know when the foundation sees me say this, they're not going to like it, but what we can do is what Mark's doing and what has already started, which is helping one-on-one the people that are suffering, rather than like we need the fundraising to figure out a cure, right? Okay, that's all great and done. But when I go to this dinner and I pay $500 to eat and raise money, well, I leave there still sick. So like, I think it's important that we talk about it outside of the foundation as we are right now, because it should not only be related to the foundation.
Right. No,
when it's related to the foundation, that's 100% money right there. So what needs to happen is we need to go out of the foundation for more awareness.
So
where is your corporate headquarters?
Well, New York. I mean, mine is in New York.
Mark's corporate headquarters is in Santa Mauritius, New York, right, Mark?
Yes, correct.
Well,
I know exactly where your building is, Mark.
One of mine is too.
Yeah, well, actually, my brother lives in the nursing home right across the street.
Oh, okay. The Oasis.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I know that. Hi, Renee. We see Renee in the background, Norm.
Hi.
So.
Hi. How are you? That's my wife. She's checking up, making sure I don't have anybody else in here.
That's it.
She does that once a week, Wednesday nights at about 7:20.
About 7:20. There she goes. She goes making sure that he's doing what he's supposed to. So, Mark, you have a fundraiser coming up now. Now, this year you're not doing a golf outing because of COVID, right?
Right.
So, what are you doing this year that's different?
So this year, what I decided to do, because the passion for cars with me and my brother our whole lives, I figured, hey, we're always going to car shows. Let's do our own. So this year we're going to do our first annual car meet over in Ronkonkoma on Fifth Avenue at Metal Masters. Nice parking lot. Great friend of mine. His name is Rich Bove. Owns the company. Really, really good guy. Great guy to be friends with. And he's opened up his parking lot for us to bring in as many cars as we could fit in there to raise money, again, to people who really need this money to help fight this disease.
What kind of car do you got?
I have a 1979 Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey.
There you go.
Bandit.
That's a monster car.
And I'm sitting right next to it. Let me see if I can
let's see a
move
picture.
it over. There's the top of it right there.
Nice.
So yeah, I've seen pictures on Facebook. They're
pictures out there. So yeah,
you said September 13th.
September 13th, 10 to 3.
10 to 3, right? 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yep.
13.
And it's going to be at Metal Masters.
It's going to be at Metal Masters. It's on Fifth Avenue in Ronkonkoma. And we're going to have a food truck there. We're going to have an ice cream truck there. There's going to be some, as many people as we can fit in there to have just a good, relaxing afternoon.
Awesome. All right. So if somebody can't make it out there, Mark, how can they help? How could they, if they want to donate to you, they want to get something to you,
if they want to donate, it's great. They can email me. They can go on any of my Facebook pages, there's a Puccio Memorial Fund page, Puccio Electric, Mark Puccio. There's links to the donation there. You can donate right from there, $1, $5. The amount doesn't matter to me. It's the fact that somebody can put up $1 is so genuine. It's great. Some people put thousands of dollars up sometimes.
How many people like you are around that do what you do without this main support from the corporate office?
I got to be honest with you, I really don't know, and I haven't really looked for that, so I couldn't answer that. There might be some other people doing this for.
So how many people have you been able to help, Mark, over the years?
Well, the people that I know, I was able to help at least a half a dozen so far since we've been doing it, but I don't know where the monies obviously have gone from the thousands and thousands of dollars we raised to the Chrohn and Colitis Foundation, but I'm sure it's helped a lot of people in research and stuff for sure.
When did you decide that, hey, you know what, we're not going to give it to corporate anymore. We're going to keep it and start our own program and give it to people in need?
Yeah, so it's been a couple of years now. I'd say at least 3 or 4 years. I don't know exactly when, but it's not that I didn't want to give it to corporate, because I do agree with what they're doing, and I love all the people that are there. I just felt that it was time for maybe just to get a little more close knit, maybe with certain people. And just out of the blue last year was this wonderful woman who lives in Nassau County, but I just wanted to. I like a little more closeness, one-on-one. So to see what I did last year for this woman really sparked something in me to raise as much as I can to do it, to keep going. Because it really helped.
Does corporate give you a hard time with what you do?
No, not at all. I mean, if they did, they would talk to my attorney. I mean, that's the way they're going to do. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Talk to my attorney.
Like a true New Yorker. You got a problem with me? Talk to my attorney.
I shouldn't say it like that because, I mean, what are they going to do?
What's your phone number?
Money and I'm giving it to somebody that has Crohn's disease that they can do the same thing, and they do. I'm not saying that they don't, but they're probably missing that I'm not donating all the monies that I was able to raise over the years. We've raised thousands and thousands of dollars.
What's your phone number, Mark?
Mark, is there a phone number people can get a hold of you at?
Yeah, I'll give you my cell phone. It's 631-566-0711. They can call, they can text, they can find me on Facebook, all over the internet. Puccio Electric is everywhere. So, but really, it's great. I really enjoy raising this money, and I'm hoping that this car meet is a success, because 2 weeks ago we got rained out. We had a lot of rain. So the rain date is this September 13th, and let's hope it's a sunny day and we get a lot of cars out there, and people can call, they can register, they can go online, they see it. We've had a lot of interest, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm probably actually going to stop down and say hi.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to.
Yeah, I don't have a car to put in, but
me neither. But I will try to stop down too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I wanted to, but I'm a little far.
You're a little far. Well, yeah, I know. We can
next one, I think.
Yeah, the next one you're gonna have to come in. We'll have to fly her down.
We can have a car show where you live, Brittany.
In Seattle, Washington.
Of course.
Actually, they have
We'll bring snowmobiles.
they have some, who says snowmobiles?
We'll bring snowmobiles.
Get
Right?
out of here! Get out of
Are you a
here!
big snowmobile person?
No.
No,
There
I
are
was
lots
joking
of
because it's always
car
snow and
shows
rain
here.
over there, right?
It doesn't snow here all the time.
Oh, all right.
There's some good car shows out here.
I'm sure there is.
Have you
Golf.
contacted, Mark, have you contacted all the car clubs around to come down?
Yeah, we're mixed in with a lot of car clubs. This weekend we just hooked up with the Pontiac Club, which I didn't even know about till about a week ago, and they did their 40th annual Pontiac show over in I guess that was like Hop Hog Comac over there, and so we got them on board hopefully, and you know, a few others that are interested. So it'll be good.
I had a 65 GTO.
Ah, there you go.
With that automatic manual.
Yeah, but he bought it new, Mark.
He bought it new, right? For like $6,000.
The car cost, right? It was my parents' really car. The car cost $2,500.
Yeah.
How sick is that?
If you still had it, you'd really be.
Oh, please.
Yeah, right.
It was a beauty. It was really, really nice.
Who knew then, right? If we only,
Right?
If we only knew, you're absolutely right.
We only knew.
First car I ever owned was a 1972 Volkswagen Common Ghia convertible.
Right.
That was it. That was $2,100.
Big bucks back then.
Right?
A lot of money.
Bucks back
That's
then,
right.
so.
Slice of pizza was 15 cents.
15 cents, huh?
15 cents. A whole
Well, now
pie
you're
was a
dating
buck and a
yourself.
quarter.
I remember.
Well,
I know.
you guys, so I'll stay out of this one.
Yes. I remember when pizza was a quarter a slice. I remember that.
We used to go bowling, 5 games for $1.
Oh.
Wow. The cheapest thing I can remember was dropping a dime in a phone booth. That's it, 10
There you
cents for a
go.
phone
A
call.
phone
Other than
booth.
that, I don't remember anything else.
The phone booth.
Yeah, people, the
know what?
kids, what the hell's a phone booth?
I work
What's a phone
with
booth?
a whole bunch of millennials, and I make references like that, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. And it's you laugh because it's only, you know, 1 or 2 generations behind you, and they're, you know. But anyway, that's not here nor there. Brittany, you know what? Tell us more about your advocacy work. All right. What are you there more for, you know, moral support? Are you trying to are you directing people to different programs, or how are you doing that?
I'm kind of doing, I mean, I do anything, to be honest with you. Like I said, I started a support group several years ago, and what I found was no one there was as severe as me. And so it got to the point where I always want to help everybody else before myself, but you know, I got to work on that. We can't live like that. But it got to the point where I was just helping everybody else and I wasn't having any help for myself. So we had to stop that one. And then, you know, I would keep getting my treatment, and there were no programs, no support groups, no advocacy. And so I just stepped right in and got more involved. And being such a severe case and going through everything I went through, and you know, I've seen about 25 doctors. I've been sent to Beverly Hills, to Cedars-Sinai, Mayo Clinic, you know, and almost lost my life in 2015. And if I didn't have the support that I have, I guarantee I wouldn't be here. Like, there's just no way. And there's a lot of people out there suffering with this disease who don't want to talk about it because to some people it's a pooping disease, which is one of like 50 symptoms of it.
Right.
And so I'm trying to bring that stigma out. Like, no, it's not. There's way more to it. And then advocacy, where like your doctor is human. Like, you don't have to listen to your doctor. You don't have to do what your doctor says. Your doctor is not always right. You know your body more than them. Like, it's a huge issue with Crohn's. It's a huge, because Crohn's, you know, I got a blood clot in my lung. You know, I have liver disease. I have severe anemia. I have blood loss. You know, it's all related to Crohn's.
What happens to one doesn't necessarily happen to another, and what treatment for one doesn't necessarily work for another. So it's a constant battle to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you.
Correct.
And like you just said, you really need to know your own body.
Correct.
And when somebody tells you, no, don't do that, do this, you go, no, this works for me.
Yes,
And
and yes, and another reason why I'm trying to get out there even more with the advocacy is something I went through recently was lost my colon 5 years ago. A year and a half ago, I got a severe pain where my colon used to be, and I went through 18 tests. Doctor said nothing was wrong. I said, yes, it is. You're going to do exploratory surgery. They did exploratory surgery and did a ton of work on me, and that pain is gone. The only reason that pain is gone is because of advocacy, because I told them something is wrong with me. And so what I want to do is help everybody else who's out there suffering, being told, oh no, it's just your Crohn's, you're just gonna have to live with it. Crohn's, we do just have to live with it, but there's certain parts of it that we don't have to live with if we put our feet down and we fight for ourselves instead of just listening to doctors.
Okay.
I mean, that's the short version of it.
What did they find that was wrong with you?
So I actually had in 2015, they took out my colon. It was going to rupture any minute and kill me, so that my colon was white. June 8th, actually not that long ago, was my second surgery. I had a hernia that was strangling all my insides, but yet they were telling me there was nothing wrong. And adhesions, my organs, female organs, like all my organs were sticking to my adhesions. And so every 2 weeks, I would get 8 to 10 pain for a week and end up in the hospital, but they just kept telling me it was just Crohn's. But my stomach would swell up and they would say, oh, it's just because you're skinny. It's just because you've got a thin body. And I was like, no, it's not. There's a lump that comes out, and that's gone now. Severe, severe pain. There is so much wrong in there.
So basically, when they went in, they went, oops, she was right.
There you go.
Correct.
Yep.
After 18 tests, 18
Yeah.
tests and 3.5 years. And
Right.
we have to advocate for ourselves. We have to. I do that, and then ambassador for clinical trials. Since I've been in so many trials, I have to. I mean, I don't get paid for it. I do it because I want to. And I didn't have that because no one had it when I had it. We didn't know what it was. And when I was told I had Crohn's, I thought it was a stomach ache. I didn't know.
You had no idea what Crohn's was. I mean, a lot of people
No.
don't, right?
Yeah, no, 21 years ago I've had it. I was an athlete. I was healthy. I say I was an athlete. I was all right, but I was healthy. I was athletic, and then boom.
And then boom, all of a sudden it hits you. And that's a shame. That's really
Oh,
shame.
it's terrible. It
How
is
do
terrible.
how do people, if they want to reach out to you or other advocates for Crohn's, how can they get in touch with people for support groups and things like that?
I mean, there's always the CCFA, I mean, the CCFA in itself, ccfa.org. I mean, there are some great links on there. There really are. But if you want them to get in contact with, I do the ambassador program. So if someone's looking for a Crohn's and they're looking for a clinical trial or something, they could contact me through the CCFA, or they can contact me directly, which some people already do. I mean, because
You don't want to give out your phone number now, do you? I would say probably not.
Can they find you on
Okay.
Facebook, Brittany?
you guys say no. So what? Oh yeah, and then
Oh,
you
no,
can find
we-
me through.
We're
No.
not saying- we're not
I
saying
try.
that.
He knows what's up. They can find me through Mark or I'm
Okay.
all over Facebook.
So now that's my other question. You're in Seattle. Mark's on Long Island, New York. How did you guys meet?
So I think we ended up in one of the CCFA chats, or it was a link to something, and she had commented on something. Is that right? You're shaking your head
Yes,
now.
it's driving us crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something so stupid where she commented on something, and then and then we just started talking, and she told me those stories and stuff. And I think she commented on one of the golf outings or one of the fundraisers that we were doing, and then we just started talking and knowing each other. And it's like having a sister. This one, she's we talk a lot, we text a lot, and she's a great person. And to hear the stuff that she's going through, it's like I'm reliving it all over again, and which is a good thing, because I feel like now in this time of our era, 2020, that I keep telling her, you got to come to New York, because we have some of the best doctors in the world. Not that there's not some in Washington, but she's having a hard time finding some good gastro doctors. But so that was a good thing. I think it's good that I was able to become friends with her, and but to hear her story, it relives everything that my brother had gone through. But now in this day and age, she's got a little more, hopefully has a little more, besides the support, medical stuff. But I shouldn't even say that, right, Britt? Because you had taken a lot of Crohn's medicine, and nothing's working. And that's
Nothing.
what happened with my brother. And that's the hardest part. You sit there and you say, here we are now in 2020. This girl is suffering, and there's no drugs out there to help her with anything. And I know you said too, you're having a hard time getting pain medicine. I mean, give me a break. I mean, people are in pain constantly, for whatever reason. And this world is so hung up on pain medicine. And I get it, because there is addiction and there's all that other kind of stuff. But when you have somebody like this who kind of needs almost a morphine drip is ridiculous. That's just to get through the day. So yeah, I do joke around with it. I said, when this COVID is over, you're coming to New York to see one of my doctors over here, because we have some great doctors over here. That's a given. Everybody knows that in the country and in the world. When we searched out doctors for my brother to get on an intestinal transplant was a challenge. There was only 4 or 5 doctors, I think, in the whole world at that time was doing it.
They're not doing them anymore.
No, you said they stopped, right? So, I think at the time there was Minnesota, there was Washington. I want to say Alaska, but I mean, there was only a certain amount of people, certain amount of doctors at that time that were going to attempt to do this surgery. And
so this is primarily a gastro problem?
Correct. 90%.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Mark? I have a doctor to recommend to you who is the second in command, I believe, at Stony Brook, who's a gastro guy, and he saved my life 2 years ago. And I'm going to call you. I wrote down your phone number. I'm going to give you his phone number.
Yeah, that's great.
And if it's not him, he'll be able to refer you to people that will be involved and help you. So you can expect a phone call from me tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem. That's great, because every day I meet people that will just spark up a conversation. I had a customer a couple of weeks ago, and I did a lot of work at their house. We were just shooting the shit one day, and the guy's got colitis, and he's taking some heavy prednisone, and he's having all these side effects. And I sent him to a doctor in the city. I think he's going mid-September. And just a referral. I'm not saying this is a magical doctor, but I've known this doctor for over 30 years.
Right.
And yeah, the guy knows his stuff. I mean, you could easily look him up and see it.
I think the point that you're making, Mark, is that the more people you know in this, the more chances are you're going to get you're going to connect with the right doctors. You're going to connect with the right treatment. Brittany, he just mentioned that it's hard for you to get pain medication.
When I needed it, especially when I was in my pain, yeah.
Is that because the doctors just don't want to, prescribe narcotics?
It's just addiction. It's because of addiction. I mean, like Mark said, we get both sides of it. There's a huge addiction problem. So they put you in a category, if you're this age, you're 80% higher than getting addicted than this person. And so they take those numbers, and I'm right at that age where I'm going to get addicted, supposedly. And so they're just very, very strict about it. It's terrible. I mean, you have to go to the ER to get anything. But my 8 to 10 pain, I couldn't even get, I didn't have pain control for that pain. So I would end up just going to the hospital over and over and over and over. And that's what we do. And then 50% of the workers at the hospital don't even know what Crohn's is. So it's a major problem here.
Wait. Say that again?
So wait a second. You go to the hospital and they have no idea what you're afflicted with?
50% of the doctors and nurses there will not know what Crohn's is. Will know nothing about it. Will know nothing about not having a colon. It's scary.
But this is an education issue too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, better believe it. That's why I do what I do. Yes, definitely. Big time. Oh yeah.
How can a doctor not even hear about it?
Absolutely.
Oh, because
well, it's not so much
because we look okay. Look at me. We look okay. We look fine. So it's not a big deal. That's how I get treated on a daily by my doctors. That is one of the main problems. I look okay.
So in other words, you got to beat yourself up and look like crap when you walk in there in order to get
correct. Yep.
Is there an area of the country where this happens more often than other locations?
Yes.
Where is that?
How do I say this? Shoot, I wish I could text Mark and ask the right way to say it. African Americans have a higher risk of getting it.
But what part of the country does this happen more than others? That's my question.
Is it concentrated in one
It's
area?
it's actually very common here, to be perfectly honest with you.
You know, I don't really necessarily know if there's a good answer to that. I wouldn't know. I couldn't answer it, but
Not anymore.
I
At
don't
the
think it's
beginning,
like,
they
you know,
did.
more in the
Not
Northeast
anymore.
than the Southwest. I think it's scattered all over the world.
It
I've
used
met
to be,
people
but not now.
in England that I've talked to
Yes.
through Facebook and stuff. People all over the world. Australia, I spoke to a guy all over, and they ask, you know, questions, and they're in the same scenario that we're kind of in over here, where you know, certain doctors, she's right. Certain doctors don't have a clue about Crohn's disease. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. They'll refer you to somebody else, or they'll say, you know, take 2 aspirins and call me in the morning.
So do you have to, Brittany, when you go in and you're having these bad pains and you get a doctor who has no friggin' idea what you're going through, and you tell him you have Crohn's disease, and he goes, I don't know what that is?
Well, I don't know if it's like that, right? But
Or, you know, he basically says, well, take a couple of Tylenol and you'll be fine.
Call me in the morning.
You're getting there. You're getting closer on point.
Yeah, but don't forget the legal end of it too. You know, there's a whole other side to this. That is legal, and insurance, and protecting the doctor, and then protecting the patient, and that's
It's
firsthand
not
with my
about
brother.
us anymore. I mean,
Hospitals, you look, and we'll face it, hospitals are a business.
Oh yeah, this is a business. They want to keep you hooked. Absolutely. And it could be Crohn's disease, or it could be a common cold. Yeah, come back.
Correct.
Mark, do you have a video of your brother or yourself or any of the
I have several.
fundraisers that you've done?
Yeah, I actually have video from. I have a video from News 12 back in the day when my brother was alive, and my brother worked for the town of Smithtown. Had a great job, really, and the people there were great. And I still talk to some of those people. And he worked in the traffic department. And I have a video I'll send you guys in. It's not long, but they interviewed my brother because he needed to have some sick time because he was taking some time off. And there was, don't count me on the hours, but I want to say over a year and a half's worth of time, sick time, people donated to my brother to go through one of the surgeries that he had so he can keep his job.
Amazing.
So yeah, that was, I'm glad I still have that video.
Do you have somebody taking a video on the September 13th? If you don't, make sure that you do.
Yeah, it'll be video. There'll be people there doing video for sure. Yeah.
All right. If you
we'll
have
be going
somebody
live on
that's
Facebook too that day, and we want to.
If you have someone that's a little bit professional with this, like if you know anybody that has a sound studio that also does, you know, video work, have them record it. And the same thing with you, Brittany. Do you have any videos? Of anything that you've been through or anything like that, or fundraisers that you've had?
Oh yeah, I got
Seattle?
some stuff. Oh yeah, I got some stuff. And I can give out my email address, and anyone can contact me.
Then go ahead.
I give out my phone number. So my email address is my name. So it's BRITTANYANDERSON1013@gmail.com.
1013, is that your birthday?
1013, go away. Come on.
My daughter is the same birthday. Go figure.
You already knew that. Stop.
I know.
Never forget my birthday or you're fired. So yeah, anyone can email me, whether it's, I don't care, anything. That's what I'm for. And then if they contact Mark, they can get my phone number.
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. So I just put that out on Facebook. So contact Brittany at Brittany Anderson 1013 and early happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
40. Oh no.
Big 4.
You certainly don't look it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm trying.
You look good.
And you got a beautiful smile.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you for everything that you go through.
Oh,
you are like a hero. I mean, really.
Yeah.
You're very inspirational.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, just your whole,
Mark, you too.
I could
guys are
imagine
monsters.
myself going through what you're going through, and I don't know if I would be able to have the attitude that you have.
I agree.
Well, here's the thing.
I really
you would though. You would, and here's why. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Because I was never given a choice. So you wouldn't have been given a choice.
Right.
You do have a choice. You kind of have a choice. It's
You
very
always have a
dark,
choice, right?
but yeah. So
you know.
my dad calls me his hero, but
You are.
You are.
You are.
You're an inspiration.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Look, you came on to just your whole attitude. You would never know that you're suffering the way you're suffering. You're an inspiration for people.
Not at all.
Thank you.
You are. You
Thank
really
you.
are. We applaud
That's
you.
very sweet.
And Mark, you're a big guy, but I saw those tears coming down your eyes.
I'm a big baby. I can't hold it in sometimes.
Oh, no,
I'm talking
he's-
about my
No,
brother.
you
It's like,
didn't
yeah.
hold it in. God bless you.
Nah,
He doesn't hold it in. No.
I don't care. You know, that's me. People who know me who I am. I'm not a big tough guy. I like to, you know, I tell it the way it is. Some people like that, some people don't. But, you know, when it comes to
That's the way it's
stuff
supposed to
real
be.
personal like this with Crohn's disease, you know, it hits me hard because, you know, it is hereditary. It is in a family. A lot of friends that I get to meet have it, and it sucks. It's a horrible disease, just like any other disease. But look, this is close to home, this one, and you know, we're just trying to raise money, and it doesn't have to be $1 million. It could be anything to help somebody. It could be $100 I send somebody, changes their world, and that's amazing, you know. Because we do take life for granted. Believe me, you know, we all take, you know, we don't stop and take a look at what really could be worse. You know, it really could be.
Well, it's that old saying, right? Sometimes you look at your own situation and you see somebody else's and you realize that your situation is nowhere near as bad as how other people have it, you know?
That's right.
We all think that we have problems.
Well, we
But
all
we
do,
don't have problems as compared to other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to
Puts
go
life in
through really,
perspective real
Brittany,
quick.
what you're doing, I can't begin to tell you. I'm marveled with you.
Oh,
Really,
and
that's just great. That's
if
I got tears now.
If
oh,
you guys,
geez. Oh no, don't get me. Mark, the day I met Mark, he made me cry like 5 times by these videos. Oh no, now you guys are gonna get me going.
so
You know,
Why don't we all cry?
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm
all.
not gonna do that right now.
But I do, there was one thing I want to say too, to like everybody watching this. One of the biggest things you can take from this is to not judge books by their covers. Like we need to stop doing that with all invisible illness, is stop judging the book by its cover.
Absolutely.
And today I'm an example of that. But I did get presentable for this because I've been, you know, home all day and stuff. So I did do a little bit, but don't judge the book by its cover. You know, we got to stop doing that.
Well, I'm glad you put clothes on.
Yeah, well, they say for Zoom meetings, you don't have to wear pants. They say shirts only. So I told Mark, you don't have to wear pants. You just got to wear shirts for Zoom. I heard.
That's it.
That's what I
Look
heard.
how well dressed we are.
There you go. So, okay, so Mark and Brittany, if you guys have anything going on, fundraisers or
Ever.
any words, and we
would
can
love
help
to.
you, please just contact us. Say, hey, I got this going on. Can you get it out to everybody? We'll be more than happy to put it out for you guys.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
We would
It
love
really
to
means a
do
lot.
something.
We applaud the work that you guys do. We applaud everything that you guys do for that, and we wish we could do more to help you. So not this Sunday, but September 13th, okay, come down to Ronkonkoma and see Mark's car show, the Puccio Memorial Fund car show from 10
What's it, 10 o'clock?
10 to 3.
Yeah, 10 to 3.
Okay, come on down, meet some people. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff to do. You know, and you can help a good cause. You can help people like Brittany, you know, get through, try to
You know,
get.
if we had our studio, we could go down there and like video it and have a conversation, but we don't have that anymore because of COVID.
Well, we can go down and still video and then post it next week. So we can do that stuff. So we'll probably.
That'd be great. Thank you, guys.
We'll shoot a little video when we're down there.
That's great.
On Sunday. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. We'll be there. All right.
I appreciate it.
But, we should.
We thank you
follow
so
up
much
and
for
what we
being
do.
on here, and we give you our blessings and best wishes.
You
You know,
also.
for your families, for yourselves.
Don't go anywhere. The hour's gone already. So
I mean, it's crazy. Really.
It's crazy how time flies.
So time's fly, but hang around for a couple of minutes. Norm and I are just going to say goodbye to everybody, and then we're going to catch up with you guys right after this. All right.
Thank you very much for everything.
Yeah, guys.
Our pleasure. And God bless you all. Great.
Thank you
God
so
bless you all.
much. Thank you.
Keep smiling, Brittany. What a smile she's got. Oh my God.
I tell you what, you look at just how happy she is, and you know what, but at the same time you can see the pain coming through. So, it makes your heart, and then you started with that crying crap, and I don't want to get, you're going to get me going, and I don't want to do that. But
well, it's good to have a heart,
we all have a heart and all that other stuff, but got a mosquito flying around me. I don't know how he got in here, but anyway, it's
was Eileen listening?
Like this. I don't know. I didn't see that she was on or not.
All right, I gotta get in touch with her because the two of them would be great.
Yeah,
together.
because that's what she's doing, exactly what Eileen does. So she could probably hook up with Eileen.
She does it just for one illness, but
Eileen does it for everything. So
Eileen might know some people that could help her.
Yes, that's
she's pretty well connected.
Absolutely.
That's good.
All right, my friend. So what do we got coming up? That this
Saturday night, Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner, Saturday night, Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend
party.
And signed a deal today with my father's place.
Oh yeah?
In Roslyn. Yes, we're gonna be there October 10th with our Neil Diamond show.
It's gonna be at my father's place?
I'm sorry. Well, no, we just have to rent. They don't allow tickets. There's still no tickets.
Wow.
But they called, they're in Roslyn and they offered us the room.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful room. I mean, it's my father's. I mean, it's
a virtual concert from there.
Yeah. Live. It's gonna be a live show, and we may be doing a few of them over there. There's plenty of room. I don't have to worry about. Like Neil has 10 people,
right,
in his band, so I need a good sized room that looks and feels like a real venue, a stage. So we're going to be doing that.
Right.
So got a bunch of other things coming up. And what's up with yourself?
Just getting ready for the new show that I'm going to be doing on.
Yeah, tell everybody again.
Yeah, so September 14th at 3 p.m. on WRCM 103.9. You can also get it on iHeartRadio and that. So if you got Alexa or Google, you can say, hey, Alexa, listen to, put on WRCN. And it's going to be the Darren Siafi show, and it's going to be all business. We're just going to talk 3 p.m. on Mondays.
Okay, I'm going to be your first call-in.
So, we're going to have a good time, and it's really just going to be about how to run a business, and that's really what the topic is going to be. It's not going to be like this. We're not going to, do the fun stuff that we do, but it'll be different. I'm excited. I'm excited for the show.
Good for you. Proud of you.
Thank you, man. I told you, if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have happened. So I can't thank you enough for doing that.
Oh, thank you necessary.
All right.
People meet for a reason.
Yes.
And fate has a thing. In fact, I'm going to make Mark and Brittany happy.
Yeah. So good. Excellent.
You got an idea of what I'm talking about, I'm sure.
So guys, next Wednesday night, right here on Facebook, 7 p.m. We will be back. Everybody have a great Labor Day. Have a safe Labor Day. Still make sure you're doing the COVID stuff, and just
drive safely, wear your mask,
and we'll see you guys next week. Everybody have a good night, everybody.
God bless. Good night, everybody.